who is joining Veer in relegation, who is taking the final playoff spot, and who is in trouble with the league this time around. All this and more on this Match Week 39 preview show. Yes, people, welcome back to Jamaica Fan. It's been a long 9 months, but we are finally at decision day where we will know our top 2, our top 6, and our relegated 2. Starting with perhaps the best matchup this Sunday. Tivoli Gardens versus Montego Bay United. You would just have to give Jerome Waite and the rest of his coaching staff credit. Few believe they will be sitting in 6th position heading into the 39th game of the season after their very slow start at the beginning. Since the end of the first round, they gathered 38 points from a possible 75, which is not quite Mount Pleasant form, but good enough to have them one win away from the postseason. A major contributor to that good form is the good form of Lennox Russell, whose play lately has tremendously reduced the weight of Nicholas Fuller's shoulders. But the job is not done yet, as they will need to match or better Waterhouse results on Sunday to officially book their spot. A feat that won't be easy, as their opponents Montego Bay United also needs a win. Their 1-0 win over Cavalier was crucial as they look to wrap up the second place position and with it an automatic place in the semi-finals. Arnett is nipping on their heels, so best believe Teagat Davis' team will be going all out for 3 points this Sunday. So maybe we will get another result like what we saw when these two teams first faced off this season back in December. So this one cannot be missed when Tivoli Gardens host Montego Bay United at the Edward Siaga Complex this Sunday. Waterhouse versus Dunbeholden. Firehouse tough and disappointing defeat to arch rivals Arnett Gardens last week has left things outside of their control. A fate that can be both good or bad, as they can play this Sunday somewhat without pressure, knowing their ticket to the playoff party rests with Mobe. So all they can do is focus on doing their job, and that's taking maximum points against Dunbeholden, a team that already secured their JPL status. It's pretty intriguing how Harold Thomas will approach this match, as they literally have nothing to play for, but they may enjoy the idea of playing spoilers. As a neutral, I will take another 3-2 thriller like the match we got back in December at Stadium East. This too should be a cracker when Waterhouse hosts Dunbeholden 3:30 this Sunday. Humber Lion versus Mount Pleasant. Okay, we can't ignore fully what's going on with Mount Pleasant at the moment as we approach this massive game for Humber Lion. For weeks, we have all accepted that Mount Pleasant has sold up the regular season and should be fairly relaxed heading into the semi-finals. But allegations of fraud has since kicked in, and if found guilty, they are facing a possible 15 points reduction. We will have more on this latest scandal in the local news portion of the video, but for now, it all means Mount Pleasant may now have to go full throttle when they play in Clarendon. All horrible news for Humber Lion, of course, who now sees an already tough opponent getting extra motivation. Lions not only need a win, but also need massive favours elsewhere. And with a 9-game winless run against Mount Pleasant, the Lions will need a miracle this Sunday, 3:30 p.m. in Effortville. Portmore United versus Racing United. So in the official complaint against Mount Pleasant recent transfer activities, it was also discovered that the club also breached another league rule. The official JPL bylaws only allow 6 foreign-born players on a matchday squad, and apparently Mount Pleasant exceeded this in their April 10th match against Racing. While we still await official ruling on this matter as well, all evidence are pointing to that match final results becoming null and void, and thus Racing will be awarded a 3-0 victory. Meaning, just like that, Racing will be back from the dead. Racing, who previously thought their season was over, now will be on 54 points, 1 point behind both Waterhouse and Tivoli Gardens. And just like that, this season final Portmore derby just got extra meaning this Sunday. This was previously looking like a dead rubber match some days ago, now turns into a must-win for Racing. Portmore fans would argue it was always a must-win for their club, as back-to-back defeats had left the club limping into the playoffs and poor form. Not to mention, they need goals to give their struggling attacking line some confidence before the quarterfinals. Both of the season previous meetings ended in a 1-1 draw, So this one will be a fascinating encounter when Portmore United host Racing United at Fernita Park this Sunday. Cavalier versus Milan United. Now, another one of those clubs that would benefit if more players are found guilty would be Milan United. If they get awarded 3 points from the fallout, they will now already secure their space in the JPL next season. But until the investigations are over, they have to head into this weekend with the mindset that they will need 3 points against the defending champs to guarantee their safety. As it stands, a loss would open the door for them to be leapfrogged by both Chapital Maroons and Humble Lion on the last day. But it won't be easy. Milan has one of the worst records against Cavalier in the top flight, losing 11 games in a row to the Duncan Destroyers, including a final defeat back in December. But what might help this time around is Cavalier's mindset. Cavalier can't move up the standings regardless of what happens on the final day, and it's no secret they will face Portmore in the quarterfinals. But Rudolph Speed would want his players to enter the postseason with a win, so it might be an exciting game, 3:30 this Sunday. Vere Phoenix United versus Chapital Maroons. Remember when I stated Umberland would need help from elsewhere? They will be praying and hoping Vere beats this Maroons team this Sunday. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this current Vere team can't beat an under-12 side, much less a desperate top-flight team. It sounds harsh, but their play against Harbour last week was so lackluster, I have little doubt their players have any interest in playing at the moment. All great news for Chapiton, who currently sits one place above relegation and thus will be looking for all 3 points to make sure they are safe. Voss team showed great desire and grit to get a point in the last minute against a tough Tivoli team, but they will need to shed their defensive shell and be more attacking in this final match. I may have lost faith in Vere, but the Maroons should not underestimate them, as I still believe they have quality players that can spoil their party if they decide to show up. Well, let's see if they do when Vere Phoenix United hold Chapital Maroons 3:30 p.m. this Sunday. Arnett Gardens versus Harbour. As I stated in the review show, Harbour fans and players can afford to take this weekend off. While kinda a loss for them and a victory for the Lions, we see both teams on 36 points, but the Stars of the East has a nice 9-goal margin in the goal difference, largely thanks to their massive 16-0 win over Vere last week. The Lions will need Harbour to lose by at least 6 goals and beat Mount Pleasant by 4 goals to stand any chance of catching the Stars of the East. As for Arnett Gardens, well, outside of the Mount Pleasant fiasco, this was always a must-win if they had any hope of catching Montego Bay for the second place. If Montego Bay wins in Tivoli, second place is gone, but if there is a draw at the Edward Siaga Complex, the Junglers would need to beat Harbour by at least 5 goals to leapfrog them into second. So there's still a lot to look forward to when Arnett Gardens hosts Harbour at the Anthony Sporting Complex this Sunday. Okay, that is it for this weekend's preview, but before my predictions, let's look at the local news, especially this wacky news about Mount Pleasant. As reported in the Gleaner and other reputable news outlets, the Jamaican Football Federation, JFF, Competitions Committee has opened an investigation in Mount Pleasant Football Academy regarding their allegations of fielding ineligible players in the Jamaican Premier League. Defending champs Cavalier were the ones to bring to light the issues surrounding Mount Pleasant acquisitions of the Asian duo Angela Exelos and Judy Johnson from Real Hope FC in the January transfer window. Despite being signed, Exelos and Johnson remain registered players for Real Hope and represented the club in their Conca Cup Champions Cup fixtures on February 4th and 11th after the January transfer window had closed. Now, FIFA, CONCACAF and JFF regulations prohibit a player from being registered for more than one club at the same time or for a transfer to be made after the transfer window has been closed. And as I stated previously, if found guilty, they could be looking up to 15 points deduction as well as a fine. We expect to hear a final ruling on this matter over the weekend. Alright, in more positive news, the JFF has secured new sponsorship for the Reggae Boys upcoming World Cup qualifying campaign. At a sponsor signing ceremony held at Stewart's Automotive Group's Jaguar showroom in Kingston, Stewart's Automotive Group, St. Mary's Snacks, and Supreme Ventures Just Bet were introduced as new campaign partners. These brands join long-standing sponsor Ray and Nephew as part of the Federation's Road to 2026 campaign. Alright, that's it for the news. Now on to my predictions. Alright, starting with Tivoli Guns versus Montego Bay United. Absolutely a tough one to call, but Tivoli, they simply do not lose at home since they've been playing at the Edward Seaga complex. Tivoli might edge this one surprisingly 1-0. Waterhouse versus Dunbeholden. Expect a nervous Waterhouse team at Jerusalem, but also expect a very relaxed Dumbo with nothing much to play for. I expect Waterhouse to win this one 2-0. Milan versus Mount Pleasant. Man, I absolutely have no idea because, again, Mount Pleasant might feel the need, they have to win this one. But regardless who plays and what mindset they are, their squad is just too good. I expect Mount Pleasant to win this one 2-1. Portmore United versus Racing. Okay, if Racing is indeed awarded 3 points and making their season alive again, well, I expect them to go all out. Portmore defense ain't the same and Racing form has been poor lately. I actually think this will end Portmore 1, Racing United 1. Cavalier versus Milan United. Again, what mindset is Cavalier in the last match before the playoff, while Milans are desperate for a victory? I think this game will also end Cavalier 1, Milan United 1. Very United versus Chapter Maroons. I think the Maroons will go down there and get an early goal and then sit back and defend for their life. And of course, Veer have no interest in winning or playing at this moment. I think this one ends Chapter Maroons 1, Veer 0. Arnett versus Harbour. I'm thinking Harbour are indeed relaxed, thinking they are made it, and I expect them to play a fairly young team against an Arnett team that will going to rack up the goals. But it will stop at 4, so expect Arnett 4, Harbour 0. But alright guys, that's all I got for this week's preview, the final one of the regular season. But let me know in the comment section below what you believe are your predictions for this weekend, as well as your thoughts on what's going on at Mount Pleasant. Otherwise, please like, subscribe and share as we look to keep you all up to date on what's going on in the JPL leading up to the final on May 23rd. Otherwise, for great JPL content, you're already at the right place, JPL fan. YouTube, big up yourself.